Okay, so let's get to the business as usual. So a lot of people and a lot of students, they have sent me some questions that got their excuse me, their assignments that due very soon. So without wasting a lot of time, without wasting any time, let's get straight to the business. So let's take the first question right here. So the first question say, let's check here. Unfortunately, it's a lot of page that I couldn't, and I don't have a printer. Like I don't have a lot of equipment, so it was very expensive for me to go and print about 30 pages, a lot of money for me. So I couldn't afford to go and print all the pages so they sent to me, and I don't have a printer. So what I'm gonna do, excuse me, I borrow a computer to one of the guy know. So I'm gonna use this computer to show you the question that these students they sent to me. So okay, excuse me. So this is the first question, excuse me. So I'll try my best. So they say this assignment 2. They just say, hey, Mr. Hamish, I got assignment 2. So they say this assignment is due 20 April 2018, and that's a unique student number. Okay, let's get to the question, the first question. Okay, so the first question, excuse me, let's go down a little bit to the first question. Okay, I'll try to maximize so everybody could be able to see the question. Excuse me. So let me try to maximize here. Okay, so that's the first question right there. You say which of the following is true? I hope everybody can see which of the following is true. So let's check the first one. Let's try face to see the first one if it's true or it's not true. That's the first one. We want to see if it's true, it's not true. And that's the second one right there. We gotta see. We have to see whether it's true or it's not true. So x equal to -1/2. The first one, just like how we see A, that's the first one. We have to check it's true. Excuse me. So we have checked the first one. Everybody hope have seen the first one. And the B, they give the value of x equal to -1/2 and x y equal to -2, and we're gonna have to check. Excuse me. We're gonna have to check if that statement is true. And the last one, excuse me. And the last one, so sorry, my apologies, I'm gonna floor this one. Okay. So the last one, they say, see, blah 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 is defined for all value of x are all real numbers. So let's check, and those are options there. Only A, only B, only C, A and B. Okay, so we want to see which one is true. Okay, so I hope everybody have seen the question and the option right there. So, okay, let's go. So that's the question right there again. We gotta check the first one if it's equal to that one, and we have to check the second one. Also, they give the value of x and y, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so that was the time. Let's go to the business. Excuse me. So, okay. Okay, so let's go and check now. Let's check solution. Okay, so let's check the option A. So we want to check the option A if it's true. Okay, so option A, excuse me. So the option A given, they give it 2. A, I hope everybody can see the A minus B, and then over bracket, and then we have a B minus A, and then over 2 equal to 1. So we're going to take left hand side, and then let's take it left hand side. If we work on left hand side, and if it's going to be equal to 1, and then it's true. So I'm going to say take left hand side. So I'll take left hand side. So what is the left hand side? We have a 2 over A minus B. So look at this. This is A minus B, and this is B minus A. So I want to try to make this look like that, so they can look alike, and maybe I can cancel something. So if I take negative out for both, because you see here this A minus B, but this is B minus A, so I'm gonna change it. But when you change, you have to do using mathematical rules. But how I'm gonna change? I'm gonna take out negative here. If I take out negative, look, I'm gonna put a bracket here. Let me do this. If I take negative out here, this B is no, because this B is positive, so it's not going to be positive anymore, it's going to be negative. And this A is negative, so if I take out negative for both, this is going to become positive A, and this B is going to become negative. So A is going to become positive, so I'm going to write A positive because I want to look the same as this one. And this B is going to become negative. Okay, and then over 2. And look, if you multiply in, look, negative times A, you get negative A, and negative times negative B, you're going to get positive B. So you see now they look alike. So what I'm going to do now, excuse me, so now I can cancel it for 1, or I can take this negative out of both of them, or I can just cancel here. So okay, so for that, remember there's a multiplication sign here between these two brackets. There's a multiplication. Okay, so for that case, I can take this negative out of everything, so it's going to be negative. So I'm going to have it 2a minus b, and then multiply by a minus b also over 2. Okay, so for that case, now these are like 10, and since there's a multiplication, so I can cancel this and that one. Okay, and also this and that one is going to cancel. So 2 divided by 2 equal to 1 means 2 divided by 2 equal to 1. So my final answer equal to, my final answer equal to negative 1. And another thing also, excuse me, when I recopy this question, they say we have to prove equal to negative 1. It's not 1. See? So for that case, from the equation, if you look careful, right? So we have seen by taking left hand side, which is equal to right hand side. So for that case, the option 1 is true. Option A is true. Okay, let's go to option B. The option B, excuse me. Option B, they have given the value of x and y. The value of x given, excuse me, sorry, equal to negative 1 over 2. This is B. Okay, and the y given equal to negative 2. So what we're going to do, we're going to substitute in a given expression. What a given expression? A given expression, just like how we have seen on video, x squared minus 4, and then x over y. I hope everybody can see. If you don't, please let me know. You know how to get hold of me anytime. You can write comment, say you didn't understand, I can re-explain my problem. So I'm gonna insert this because they say your value of x equal to negative a half. So now I'm not gonna write this x, I'm gonna write negative a half. But remember we have a negative here, and then you put your bracket, you say negative a half, but there's a square minus 4, but my x is negative a half, so I'm gonna say negative a half, and then over, what is a y? Y equal to negative 2, and then plus, what is a y? A y equal to negative 2 square. So for that case, now we're gonna have to simplify. I still have my negative out. Negative 1 square equal to 1, 2 square equal to 4. So this is gonna be 1 over 4 by negative. This negative and negative is gonna be plus. I can say plus. Here we go. Negative and negative plus, and then we say okay. So 4 is plus. 4 divided by 2 equal to 12. Try to go slow as I could. And this is gonna be negative and negative plus. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I'm left with negative a half in the bracket. Only plus negative 2 square means negative 2 times negative 2, which equal to 4. Okay, so then 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Divide by 2 is negative 1. So negative 1 plus 4. Okay, and this is going to be negative 1 over 4. So that my makeup pen is dying here, it's fading away. Excuse me. Negative. So now, when you pull this together, finally, you're going to get, this is going to be equal to 3. Negative 1 plus 4 equal to 3, and this negative 1 over 4, which is equal to 2 3 over 4. 2 3 over 4. So it's true. So the second option is true also. Okay. So the second option is true. So say okay. So you also true. So this is true. So now we go for the third option. So this is true. Sorry. So this is true. Let's go for the third option now. So for the third option, excuse me, they give us, that's a C here. Excuse me, let me just do quick. So C. So C, they give us square root of 1 minus x over square root of x minus 1. So they say this is defined for all value of x. They say this is defined for all value of x, for all element of x. But they have given you a condition. They say this x should not be equal to negative 1. So for what they say, Hamish, what do they mean when they say defined by x? I never understand that part. Listen. When you say x are all elementary real number, means any value of x here is going to work. Excuse me. When you say x are elementary real number, means x can be any number. You see? But for what they say here, this x, if x equal to -1, and this stuff will never work. Only when x equal to -1, then this stuff will never be defined. But any other number is going to be defined. So let's see if it's true what they say is true. So let's test face if it's true, because they say only when x is, or in other way, x should not be equal to -1, because they say x is not, it should not be equal to -1, but other numbers on the way. But I'm going to disprove these people. I'm going to disprove that it's not true. Even other numbers also might not work. For example, yes, it is true when x equal to -1, this is not going to work. You know why? Because 1 minus, what is x? -1 for the top one. Denominator is going to be -1 minus 1. No, excuse me. In the question, my apologies, they say when x is not equal to 1. When x is not equal to +1. Sorry, I just created this out of no. X is not equal to 1. And it's true, because when you say x equal to 1 positive, which is given, -1, so what we're going to have here, also this is going to be 1 minus, is not negative, it's positive, sorry. My apologies. So now on top we're going to have square root of 0 over square root of 0. But we know anything divided by 0 is undefined. 0 should never be at the denominator. When 0 is the denominator, then you have a problem. I'm going to give you a real life example. Just remember that 0 should never be at the denominator. Hamish, what is denominator? Denominator is the number at the bottom. So when anything divided by 0, and then it's undefined. If you take me here, Hamish divided by 0, it's also going to be undefined. See, so yeah. So let's go. So let's prove now. So they say only when this number, or this number should not be equal to 1, and then this stuff, they say this number should not be equal to 1, excuse me. Otherwise, any number is going to work. It's not true. You know why it's not true? Not only 1 is going to make this function defined, even when it's negative number. Look, for example, if I say if this x equal to -2, for example, well, you know what, this x should not be equal to -2. Even -2, any negative number is not going to work here. Look, for example, I'm going to say 1 minus, what is x? For example, take -2, and then over -2 is x minus 1 square root. What happens? You see here, you're going to have a negative root. A negative root in your level, or you're going to start something complex number further. But for now, you just have to know this is undefined. If you plug in a calculator, it's going to say no, it's wrong, it's error. Try to put in a calculator, it's going to say error, because we cannot square root negative number. So the top number is going to work, because it's going to be 3, but the denominator is going to be -3. And when we square root negative number, I say error. But further, you're going to start something, one of the topics called complex number. But for now, just know it's error. So not only when x equal to 1, most of the negative number they're not going to work here. So for that case, this function, it won't be defined. Excuse me, I'll say that x, it should not be equal to 1. Also, this x should not be equal to any of the negative number, because if you plug in -3, for example, -3 minus 1 is going to be -4, which is not going to be under root. 0 also is not going to work also. So, excuse me, for this function to work, this value here, excuse me, all this value, it must be greater than 0. What that means, excuse me, like, excuse me, say, if you have, let's say 1, or let me take the same question, 1 minus x, and then you have a x minus 1, meaning all this number here, it should never be 0 or negative for you to underroot. So for that case, this x minus 1, it has to be greater than 0. All this stuff, it has to be greater than 0. All of it, because if it's greater than 0, means you can square root, and this function is going to be defined. But if it's 0 here, then it's the problem. See, so for this function to be defined, this x minus 1 means whatever is in this root must be greater than 0, and then goes over, so x is greater than 1 for the function to be defined. If you take any number greater than 1, it's going to work here. For example, 1 minus 2 equal to -1.